What would you do if I told you the Luka Dončić trade was never supposed to happen, and it all happened because of one man? No, I'm not talking about Nico Harrison, Rob Pelinka, not even the Dallas Mavericks owner, Patrick Dumont. It all happened because of CJ McCollum. Now you might be wondering, how does CJ McCollum have anything to do with Luka Dončić getting traded? It all goes back to April 2023, when the NBA signed the brand new collective bargaining agreement. Now in this new CBA, it states that you cannot go above a certain tax threshold, aka you can't have too much money on your team. And the NBPA, which stands for National Basketball Players Association, they signed this new CBA. And what this meant was Dallas did not want to offer Luka Dončić the $345 million max contract extension. Therefore, they traded him. There were also other reasons, but that was the main reason. But you still might be wondering, how does CJ McCollum play a part in this? CJ McCollum is the head of the NBPA. Now, doesn't that sound corrupt? An active NBA player being the head of the NBPA? CJ McCollum created the second apron, which means you can't go above a certain tax threshold, which means you could only have a certain amount of money on your team. And they already had concerns about Luka Dončić's health, so they decided, let's ship him off. I still think it's crazy, man. The man brought you to the NBA Finals. That's what's crazy. Like, Dallas said they had concerns about Luka Dončić being a finals type player or something like that, or a championship level player. Brody, he got you to the finals the year before you traded him. One of the most unfortunate things is this completely changes Anthony Davis's career. Yes, he'll always be an NBA champion, but what he'll be remembered for is the Luka Dončić trade and how he is all it took to get Luka Dončić. And on top of that, Dallas is now listening to offers on Anthony Davis. Luka Dončić could end up being traded for a generationally low amount. But a little more on the second apron. If you're a team that's above the second apron, meaning you have way too much money on your team, there's a lot of penalties that come for it. The owner would have to pay a massive fine every single season just to stay on that second apron. And if you want to make a trade in the second apron, good luck. You have to make sure you're sending out exactly the same amount of money that you're bringing back in, not even a penny over. So if you trade for a $245 million contract, then you have to give up a $245 million contract, or else the NBA will not let the trade go through. This is why players like CJ McCollum get a lot of hate, because this is not just affecting teams right now. This is going to affect teams in the future and forever. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to be feeling this very soon. Why do you think the Boston Celtics traded Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday in the offseason? They knew that second apron was creeping in, and the owners also wanted to cut back on cost. Also, for fans, our shock value is just in the drain. Like, nothing could ever compare to Luka Dončić getting traded. And NBA, I dare you to make me take that statement back. Do something crazy at this trade deadline. Like, there's nothing that could really shock us anymore. Especially because the Luka Dončić trade was, quote, materialized in the shadows. Like, if Giannis gets traded, we all kind of expect it. There's been rumors for 4 weeks on it now. There's been rumors all season about it. But nobody thought Luka Dončić would get traded. So I pulled up the notes on my phone. This is the entire trade. So the Los Angeles Lakers get Luka Dončić, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. And the Dallas Mavericks got Anthony Davis and Max Christie and a 2029 first round pick. That is not nearly enough for Luka. I was literally watching the Lakers game the other day. LeBron! Oh! Luka Dončić had a 30-point triple-double at halftime. I'm not joking, look it up. I think Luka will probably be the first player to reach Kobe's 81 or even break it. Luka Dončić was only 25 years old when he got traded. From 2022 to 2024, I would go to the Washington Wizards games and film them. And I saw Luka Dončić play twice, both for the Dallas Mavericks. And I'll never forget it. I missed a shot of Luka Dončić making a three, and in my head I went, it's alright. He'll be with the Mavericks forever. Little did I know. It's crazy the difference just a year makes. They literally went to the finals. Luka brought them to the finals, and they traded him less than a year later. They traded him 6 months later because they were concerned that he wasn't a winning player. He just brought your franchise to the finals for the first time since Dirk. Like, what? And obviously since then, Nico Harrison has been fired. He got fired not too long after. I remember I turned on the Dallas Mavericks broadcast the next day, and literally they were in Cleveland, and literally the Dallas Mavericks commentator sounded, he was talking like somebody died. But man, that's how trades are. When you've seen somebody grow up in your city for that long, and then they leave, it's tough. It also reminded me of when Trae Young got traded, because Luka Dončić and Trae Young got traded for each other on draft night. And in conclusion from that trade, Luka Dončić and Trae Young only netted 1 first-round pick. And surprise, surprise, you know who was in the Trae Young trade? CJ McCollum. But yeah, more on the Trae Young trade. It was crazy, man. I'm a Wizards fan, so the hit's a little different. And I remember the night Trae Young got traded, I captured something crazy on camera.
And it will completely change the NBA as we know it. And somehow nobody's talking about it.
You just gotta see it to believe it, really. Just click this video right here.